In this episode, we're going to talk about one of the biggest performance blockers known to man. It's worrying about what other people think. Hello, everybody. This is Enzo with the Race Driver Coach Show. I just want to start off with saying that these are some of the questions that I get that are kind of inspired this episode. Questions like, what happens if I go for it, give it my all, and still fail? Or, my parents don't want me to race. What can I do about it? Or another one, which is even broader, is Enzo, what shall I put on my social media? These questions seem pretty good, right? But they're all related. Every single one of them, from worrying about what the parents are thinking about their career and not letting them do it, to what should I put on social media, to what happens if I give everything I've got and I still fail. These are related to people, the people that ask these questions, to what will other people think. So if I really do go for this career and fail, I'm going to be judged. My parents are judging me. What if they're right and they say, I told you so? And how am I going to get around that? Or social media, if I post something, how are people going to see it and what are they going to think of me? So many things that we go through in life every single day, we pass through, actions that we need to take. We pass through a filter, a judge and jury that's in the mind that says, how is it going to be perceived? If I take this action, what will people think? And as a repercussion of that, will they think less of me? Will my pecking order in this big wide world go down, or will it go up through this action? And it's this filtration that your mind is going through, sifting through how it thinks other people are going to think about you, that cripples us. It's like a governor restricting your actions. And just imagine this, right? You've got this big goal that you're going for in racing or whatever. But if you're passing through the filtration in the mind of, I know what I've got to do to act and taking action, if you're having energy leak from that process on what's my dad going to say, what's that person's social media going to think, or what social media in general going to think, the comments, what's my friends going to think at school, are they going to say I told you so, am I going to feel less about myself? If it has to pass through all of this and it's losing energy, remember the mind has got electric signals going through from thought to action, and if it's being leaked to all this other stuff, man, your brain is spinning plates whilst it's trying to perform. It's the same when people are in the race car, right? They get to a position like P2, they've never been P2 before. They're higher than ever. All of a sudden, instead of having the mindset and the mental processing of what got them into P2 in the first place, they all of a sudden go a bit defensive. They start to hold on to P2. Before you know it, P1's already gone now because you're getting defensive. You're starting to brake early, starting to look in your mirror because you're worried about things not going right. And it could be your dad's voice barking in the background. I told you couldn't handle pressure. You're starting to play out situations that are linked to people, what they will say and think of you in the sport. Oh my God, it's a mess. You going from where you are now to where you want to be is very simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. But people overcomplicate it because they are worried about what other people think. The judge and jury in the mind is having a little debate. If I take this action, how could so and so perceive it? What will it make me look like? I mean, it's no wonder, right? Because we're born with an innate desire, a need to be loved, to feel enough. We can't help it. From a baby, we cried, we got attention. Then as we started to make sense of it and our brain skills got better, obviously, our brain started to form. We then understood that we've got to act a certain way in order to get that attention and love. And if you act another way, then you get told off, you get chastised. Then that's not a good way to act. So it keeps us conforming. And then we go to school and it's really hammered in then. When your brain is forming at your school age from 5 to 16, then you've got to be cool. It's like, who's the coolest on the playground? Have you got the latest sneakers? Have you done this? And if you trip over, you make a fool of yourself, you get beat up by somebody, you go to the toilet in your pants, whatever it is that's embarrassing, it kills your reputation, your brand at school. And then that harms you for years to come. And it's amazing, isn't it? So you put people that love to be loved, they need to be loved in order to be fulfilled in life, and you put them in a situation where they're judged by their teachers. You make a mistake, you get a red cross. You make a mistake, you get your friends jump against you. You're not cool anymore. You put them in that environment. It's no wonder that we always second guess taking an action. And like the social media thing, when people ask me about social media, just imagine this, right? If all accounts were private, and you know that social media account, which is now an anti-social media, if you say it like that, you say it's just me, it's private, it's just there to document your journey. So you wake up in the morning, you're knackered, you take a photo, and your caption is, I don't really feel like it today. Then you take a photo 2 hours later in the gym, I didn't feel like it today, but now I'm on it. Now I've called this person. I'm just going into this meeting. So it's sort of like a document of you throughout the day. And then you were to make, you just put it up, right? Like a diary, a video diary, a photo diary that's out there just for you to see. And it's nice because it holds you accountable. It shows the journey. Brilliant. Perfect. But then all of a sudden you put public on that account so everyone can see it. The billions of people of the world can see it and have their opinions. All of a sudden, you start to monitor and you start to control what you put up on social media. You start to say, okay, before I press post, how is this going to be viewed by others? Will it make me look cooler, or will it really harm my identity and who I think I should be and what I want to show the world? That is a pure example of just how we are letting other people's minds affect our own. In fact, that was said best on The Last Samurai. Listen to this.
Too many mind.
Too many mind?
Mind the soul. Mind the people what? Mind the enemy. Too many mind. No mind.
But you see here, Tom Cruise in a film, he can't perform very well. You know, he's fighting, he's learning how to fight, but because he's worrying about what other people are thinking, the person he's fighting, his own, am I good enough? He can't do it. But then as soon as he strips back and just focuses on what's got to be done, procedure, technique, then it's a game changer. Again, spinning plates. I mean, just think of a race car. A race car, especially a Formula One, is bare bones performance. So it's like engine, the most direct drive it can get, the power from the engine to the wheels to get the tire on the rubber on the road. So it doesn't want to lose any power. Like with a road car, you've got aircon, you've got all these systems, and they sap the engine power. So there's not actually that much of it, or there's a good percentage of it lost before it gets to the wheels. A race car tries to get every part of its actual potential power into the wheels, through the drive shaft, through the gearbox, through the drive train. I want you to set your brain up that way. You can see your engine as being your desire to succeed, your thoughts about what actions to take. And then you need the most direct drive to take those actions. So when you're thinking, you're doing. Now, anything that just distributes the energy and takes it away, just like the brain with electrical signals, anything that takes it away is sapping energy. It's making you less productive. You're not going as fast as you could. Thinking about what other people think too much is a classic example of that. I don't want you to do it. You are embarking on a career, whatever career it is, that's bloody hard to succeed, right? So that means you've got to be an outlier. You've got to push your comfort zones. You've got to do stuff that other people won't. And when you're doing stuff that other people won't, those people are going to judge you. They'll either be jealous because they don't want you to succeed because it makes them look bad. See how all this is linked. They're worried about their own identity. Or they care about you and don't want you to fail and get hurt. Either way, it's none of their business. Your life is your life. You swam up, got the egg fertilized, came out, popped out. This is your showtime. This is playtime. You can do whatever you want. But if you go around looking, thinking that person might judge me, what are they thinking? How are they perceiving me? You're going to be trapped in this prison, this mental prison that's going to stop you from being all you can be. I want you to filter that out. If you're getting judgment and opinions, so what? That's people just taking a snapshot of your life and making a judgment through their own filters. Oh, I wouldn't do that, so I'm going to judge that person. Fine, you can't control that. Only control the things that you're in control of. And if people give you good comments, that's still them taking a snapshot, seeing some good stuff, and giving you a comment that's good. So what? You don't care. If you really get a lot of emphasis and really crave good comments, you're going to be weak when it comes to the bad ones. If you over celebrate the victories and I'm better than everybody else, what happens when you lose? You feel like you're lower than everyone else. You'll be depressed. Being efficient is act, do. Think, do. And anything that takes you away from it, get rid. You're far too busy to worry about what other people think. I don't want you getting to the end of your life, sitting back, looking back and say, right, 50 years ago, I'm peed off with myself because I let everybody else in the world judge me. Or if they did judge me, I let it affect me. And that stopped me from being all I could be. Now it's too late. I don't want you being there. I want you to use that as pain to fuel you. What will it be like if I let other people's opinions influence my behavior? You're not going to get anywhere because you'll always be thinking the worst about what they might think. Never going to work.